Welcome to this week's Future Toolbox podcast. We explore the Z to A of life skills, where each letter stands for a topic and essential tool to help you get ahead in life. Meet Jules and Mark, creators of the multi-award-winning Future Toolbox, and enjoy their straightforward approach to creating growth mindsets that help people turn their dreams into realities. Whether you're a teen in education, a parent, a teacher, or part of a community group, start creating positive habits from today.
Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Z2A podcast. I am Mark and this is Jules.
Hello there.
And what's today's letter? Today's letter is H is for happiness. Do we have any happy people with us?
We do indeed. We do. We are very lucky to be joined by the amazing Sally Wood again.
Hello, I'm happy to be here. See what I did there? Oh,
yeah, we're happy to have you.
Oh. You can see where this is going to go, folks, can't you? So, yeah, Sally, you've been on previous podcasts.
I have.
But just in case somebody hasn't heard that and don't quite know who you are, please introduce yourself.
Well, so I'm Sally. I am a co-director of Future Toolbox with Jules and Mark. So we have lots of fun and happy times working together, bringing happiness to other people. I'm also a consultant finance director working with businesses who need some extra support in that area, whether they're starting up, scaling up, or facing some kind of challenge. And I'm area leader for the Federation of Small Businesses as well. So busy person, but hopefully most of the time when you see me, there's a smile on my face.
There's always a smile on your face, Sally, always. And there's always lots of laughter as well when we're working together. We might be working hard and getting things done, but we try and make it a happy place, don't we?
We certainly do.
And one thing we always talk about in schools when we do revision sessions is how to make boring stuff fun. So we say, make your revision fun and it becomes more bearable. And that is probably a little bit of a theme of today. If you can make the boring stuff fun, it's going to make you happier, isn't it?
Yay! I have the power to make finance fun. Now that's a challenge, isn't it? Finance fun and forecasts, someone once said. So if I can make finance fun, you can make anything fun.
The fun in finance. But what does happiness actually mean?
I think that's a really good question because, yeah, what is happiness? I think it's one of those things that's quite hard to define. But for me, whenever I hear that word or we have to look at it, I'm massively reminded from a song from my childhood by Sir Ken Dodd called Happiness. But one of the lines that springs to mind mostly is happiness, the greatest gift that I possess.
Oh, yes.
And I think that is so true because so many people these days aren't happy. They're not happy with what they've got. They don't know what happiness is. They don't know how to feel happy. But it is one of those greatest gifts when you are genuinely happy, isn't it?
Yeah, because we talked about that in Wires for Your Life about teenagers and studies showing that teens would rather be focusing on their appearance, what they look like on their Instagram feeds, and being happy. And that's really, really sad, isn't it?
So there's a saying, comparison is the thief of joy. And I think by doing what you've just talked about, Mark, and always saying, I wish I had what somebody else has. I wish I had what I've seen on social media. I'll be happy when I've got £1 million in the bank. I'll be happy when I've got married. I'll be happy when I own a flash car. Actually, it's not living in the moment, is it? It's always wishing your life away.
It is. And unfortunately, yes, that's something now we do an awful lot of. That's the human race, that's human beings, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember some friends of ours a few years ago who were getting married and they kept focusing on this wedding, this massive wedding, and it's just going to be the greatest day of our life. This is going to be amazing. And I guess they were just focusing on the end result there and thinking that when we're married, life is going to be, dare you say it, perfect.
Yeah, that's a very good observation. And it goes back to what you were just saying, Sally. Comparison is the thief of joy. And the problem is these days, and we talk about it a lot, is what you see on TV or social media. It's not real, is it?
It's not. It's very heavily curated. People are presenting an image, a persona that isn't, what you don't see with those beautiful pictures on social media is all the dirty socks sitting in the washing basket and you don't see the argument that they've just had. You don't see the fact that they've just eaten a massive bag of spicy Wotsits, not naming any names to anybody, but you just see the bits that people want you to see. And that's not real, but people forget that. And people think that everything they see is real and something to aspire to, and it's not. It's kind of an artificial, airbrushed image.
That's right. And then what happens is, because you're trying to attain that level of happiness or perfection or what you've seen on social media, and you can't recreate that, it doesn't make you happy. And if anything, it has the opposite effect, doesn't it?
One of the reasons I'm not on social media is because of that whole comparison thing, that I don't want to be comparing my life to other people's. I'm happy to live in my own life and enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, enjoy being in the moment here and now, and not thinking, oh, well, I'm pretty happy, but wouldn't I be happier if my hair was an inch longer, or I was 2 inches taller, or 2 inches slimmer, or whatever it is? And that's where people have problems, because they're always comparing what they have and what they haven't got to other people, and always feeling inadequate.
Absolutely. We talked about celebrity worship syndrome again on that episode called Why Is For Your Life. And the whole message behind that was just to focus on yourself. I sometimes wish I could come off social media, but personally don't do the comparison thing. If there's something on there that's false, that doesn't look real enough in the world, then I'm not really interested in it.
Going back to what you were saying as well, Sally, you think to yourself, gosh, I'll be happy. I'll be happy once the mortgage is paid off.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, I used to know a couple. They were doing that and working all the hours, not going out, not enjoying themselves, clearly not making themselves happy, because all they wanted to do and focus on was paying that mortgage off. The moment they paid their mortgage off, they actually realised, we don't like each other. And they split up.
Yeah.
That was the end of the marriage.
Yeah.
So it's almost like that thing of wishing your life away,
Yeah.
thinking, well, I'll be happy then. Why can you not be happy now?
Absolutely. I was talking to somebody today, and she was saying that somebody she knows is obsessed with saving, and saving is really important, but she was so obsessed with saving that she was sending her kids to school with trousers that were too short and saying, well, I've got to focus on the savings, and just missing out on just things that probably would make herself and her children happier. And those kids probably get picked on for looking a bit weird and wearing trousers that are at half mast. But mum's got loads of money in the bank, so it's okay.
Yeah, and is that making her happy?
Doesn't sound like it.
Talking about making you happy, because that was all a little bit quite somber, really, for a H for happiness. Mark, I think you've got a joke to tell us, have you?
Yeah,
to enlighten us.
I love jokes. So
I'm going to get the groan in now, because it's coming.
We talked about Ken Dodd earlier, but yeah, so some great jokes. I mean, I love dad jokes. So what did one plate say to another plate? Tonight, dinner's on me.
Hey!
Boom, boom.
Yeah, barbers, you got to take your hat off to them, haven't you?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But yeah, jokes are great, aren't they? They're even better if you can tell them really well, aren't they?
It's all in the delivery, Marks. All in the delivery.
Yeah. The past, the present and the future walked into a bar. It was a bit tense.
Oh.
Yeah, you see, that one didn't go down as well as I thought it would.
No,
I like
it
that
didn't.
one.
Yeah. Listeners, if that made you laugh, please let us know.
Mark needs a kindred spirit who shares his sense of humour. It's a bit unique.
So yeah, I use my own material and my own witty comments, don't I? When I've got to recycle somebody else's that I've just nicked off the internet, they don't always work as well.
No, it's not the same.
Yeah, see, I'm normally just naturally funny, making people smile.
Funny you should say that. I was having a conversation with a lady a couple of weeks ago, and she was curious as to what jobs I did around the house, and I listed off what I do. And she sort of looked at me as if to say, well, what does Mark do? And I said, well, he keeps me happy with his witty comments.
That's my official job title, head of witty comments.
That's like me and Matt with our division of duties. So Matt will always say to me, when are you going to cook dinner? I'll say, I'll do dinner when you do the spreadsheets. And he goes, fair enough.
I'm
so
out.
yeah, each to their strengths.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, we've lightened the mood a little bit now. Looking at happiness, like we said at the beginning, there's different things make different people happy. And what happiness is for one person is not going to be the same for somebody else. So let's have a little chat about what makes us happy. So who wants to go first?
Me, pick me. Going first makes me happy. It doesn't actually. I'm very polite normally, so that was just trying to be funny. What makes me happy is being by the sea. I love walking by the coast. I love running through a forest. I love running through a forest by the coast.
Is
by the
there
beach.
a coast in the forest?
Oh, yeah, yeah. If you can find one. But yeah, just being outside, it's just such a lovely feeling, isn't it? As you know, I love music. I love songs. I'm not sure whether I like that Ken Dodd song. Do you know what? It's really bizarrely, we're talking to songs. I don't like that Pharrell Williams song, Happy.
You don't?
That's so ironic, isn't it?
It doesn't
Does
make
it make
you
you
happy.
unhappy?
It doesn't make me unhappy, but it's just not my favourite song. Sorry, Pharrell. Actually, is there anybody else that shares that with me? Drop us a line. Do you not like that song by Pharrell Williams? It's a great
No,
song.
I don't mind it because it's one of those songs, it's catchy and it does kind of lift you up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's in a major key, it's positive, it's upbeat, it's quirky, so yeah. And
I don't mind
it makes
it.
me think of Minions, and I quite like Minions.
Yeah,
I think they're quite
yeah.
cute.
They make me
So
happy, don't
yeah.
Yeah. So what about you guys? What makes you happy?
For me, actually, sometimes not taking myself too seriously and being a bit silly. You
What, Sally being silly?
Silly Sally. Did they
Silly
ever call
Sally.
you that?
Yeah, they did.
Who are they?
Who are they? It's them that do all the bad
Yeah,
things.
them.
They call me Silly Sally.
They.
I think just messing around. I think, you mentioned music and dancing. I think, if I feel a little bit sometimes just dancing around to a bit of music can just lighten the mood and make you feel a lot better. Spending time with positive people. I've just been before I came here, I went out for coffee with someone who was just really warm and fun and engaging. And an hour and a half passed before we'd even noticed because we were just, having a really, really lovely conversation. And being around people with that good energy is a really nice thing.
It is, isn't it? And that does lift you up. For me, what makes me happy, I've got a long list. Are you ready for this, guys? Music makes me happy, but it's particularly music, and I'm very choosy about what music I listen to, because if I'm not feeling particularly happy, it can really up my mood, and then I get dancing. I'm not a dancer as such, like on stage dancer, but there's nothing that makes me happier than going around the house, doing a silly dance, and we have a standing joke in the house. You just make it up. It doesn't matter what it is. But when we have had some good news come in or something that we've been looking forward to, we have to do let's do the happy dance because we've just, I don't know what we've just done. We've just got another great review or something, or we've just sold a book. We do the happy dance.
Let's do the great review dance.
We do that. Well, to be fair, it's me that does the dance.
I know. I join in with the dances, the silly dances as well. Yeah, I've started creating some as well.
Excellent.
I also know that hearing my various witty comments makes you happy.
Moving on.
Oh, let's draw a veil over that one.
Do you know something else that makes my heart sing and makes me really, really happy? It's seeing my grandchildren.
Oh, they're all so cute, aren't they?
They are too cute, and every grandparent always thinks their children are cute. They are cute, but not only are they cute, they're loving, they're kind, they're beautiful, and they absolutely make my heart sing, and I love it. So being by the sea or being on a paddleboard in water, just being by nature, absolutely lifts my spirits completely, and I feel peaceful, I feel happy, and I suppose content. Is that the word?
Content is a good word. Actually, content, which is
Content.
with a French accent, is the French word for happy. So content and happy come from the same root. I find that doing some exercise, even if it's just going for a walk, moving my body, not being sat in the same place, if I'm feeling a bit bleh, that can make me feel so much better really quite quickly. And it's that classic thing of, if you're going to go out for a walk and it's a bit cold and miserable outside, or you're going to go for a run, getting out there and doing it is half the battle. But once you get out there and you've done it, you feel great, don't you?
You do.
Yeah, too right. It's like those childhood memories where your dad used to put you in a tyre and roll you down a hill. They were really good years, weren't they?
Oh, I've just got that. Honestly, people are going to start switching off in a minute.
But there'd be a certain niche audience who it's got a whole new cohort of subscribers now of the people who love the dad jokes.
So I've got something that's going to make you both happy now. I'm not going to tell you more dad jokes.
Yay! I'm happy to hear that.
I'm going to do a little dance.
I'm doing one now.
I'm totally devastated. I thought you'd say more. But on a serious note, it's International Day of Happiness this week.
Yay!
Which is wonderful. But when you have International Day of Happiness, it doesn't mean you only have to be happy on that day.
No, that's very true.
So a little exercise for people to do is maybe just take a little moment to sit down and make a list mentally, or you can write it down in your journal. We always promote journaling, don't we? You can write down all the things that make you happy. And the great thing about doing that is when you've got a list of all those things that make you happy, you can go and do them.
Whoa.
Absolutely. And the thing is, and we talked about this earlier, you don't have to spend loads and loads of money to make you happy.
You really don't. You can do things that are free. You can do things that are simple. They don't have to be big things. And actually just sitting back and appreciating what you do have in your life is a really good thing. And I'm not talking about those material possessions. I'm talking about your friendships, your relationships, your health, all those things that are so important. It's really important to remember that.
Yeah. So number 1, tell dad jokes. They're free. Number 2, various witty comments. They're free. I'm making my list.
Oh, yeah. But seriously, though, yeah, it is a week to celebrate being happy. So let's celebrate that and be grateful and have that gratitude of being able to be happy and knowing what it is that gives you that happiness and being able to go out and do it.
So just before we finish, I'm going to put you on the spot now.
Oh, no.
We talked a little bit earlier about Ken Dodd's Happiness song, which you love. We also talked about Pharrell Williams' song Happy, which I'm not so keen on. But what songs are there that can be really, really, really uplifting? So one of mine is Don't Stop Believing by Journey. I love that song. It just makes me want to not stop believing, because that's what they're telling me.
This is, again, another one with Don't in it, but Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. That's such an uplifting song. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Don't stop me now.
Yeah, I love that.
Do you know what? Being put on the spot, I'm trying to think of songs, and I've still got Happiness by Ken Dodd in my head going round.
It's an earworm.
It's hard to get out. But I'm with you on that one, Sally.
Yeah.
The second you have that, you just want to get up. It
gives you goosebumps in a way, doesn't it?
And here's one more for you. What about Shiny Happy People by R.E.M.?
That is a tune.
That is a tune.
We'll have that.
We'll have that one. But before we leave songs alone, Jules used to always tell me to stop singing Wonderwall by Oasis. And I said, maybe.
Oh my gosh. I thought, where's this going? I think on that note, is that the end of today's discussion?
On that note, I see what you did there.
Oh, that was even better.
I think we've got more material. On that note, let's say goodbye to our listeners for the week. And thank you very much for listening again.
And happy International Day of Happiness.
Yes, may you all be very happy.
So if you want to find out more about the Future Toolbox, you can visit our website, which is futuretoolbox.co.uk, and there's plenty of tools that will make you happy on there. You can go to our social media, which is on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel and find us on LinkedIn. We're everywhere, you know. But we look forward to catching you next week. See you soon.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
And keep smiling.
Yay.
Thank you for joining us for the Z2A of Life Skills with Jules and Mark of the Future Toolbox. Don't forget to head over to their website, which is futuretoolbox.co.uk, where you can find lots of free resources, plus a host of books in the store, as well as subscribing to the membership site. Follow Future Toolbox Instagram, TikTok and Facebook at Future Toolbox, and subscribe to their YouTube channel too.